Good afternoon and welcome to News Track coming to the field studio. My name is Modesty Nianglong. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to expanding critical infrastructure across Nigeria, promising more roads, schools, and hospitals in both urban and rural communities. The president made the pledge while inaugurating the reconstructed Arab Gwazango Road in Kubwa, Buari Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), represented by Speaker of the House of Representatives Abbas Tajuddin. Tinubu described the project as another milestone in his administration's infrastructure drive. Tinubu said his government remains committed to ensuring that development reaches satellite towns and rural communities, stressing that quality infrastructure should not be limited to Abuja's city center. According to him, the renewed hope agenda is focused on delivering tangible benefits to citizens through projects that improve living standards and stimulate economic activities. The president noted that residents of Kubwa and neighboring communities had long endured poor road conditions, flooding, and traffic challenges that hindered business activities and daily commuting. He commended FCT Minister Nyesom Wike for overseeing the project, saying the road has transformed a major source of frustration into an opportunity for economic growth. Tinubu said the reconstructed road would reduce travel time, ease congestion along the Kubwa corridor, and improve access to Outer Northern Expressway. He added that improved road infrastructure would also enhance security and support broader economic development in the area. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang says his administration will complete the rehabilitation work at Rwangpam Township Stadium to host league matches in the new football season. Governor Mutfwang also inspected ongoing remodeling work at the Plateau Hotel and Hill Station Hotel, Jos, describing the project as major steps towards restoring the state's legacy assets through public-private partnership. Government House correspondent reports that the governor was accompanied on the tour by top government officials. The reports.
Remodeling the Rampam Stadium, the Plateau Hotel and the Hill Station Hotel is Governor Mutfwang's initiative to improve tourism through sports, develop the hospitality subsector, and multiply other revenue streams to the state. After inspecting the Rampam Stadium, Governor Mutfwang expressed satisfaction with the standard of work, but directed contractors to accelerate construction, particularly on the playing pitch, to maximize the rainy season and meet the completion timeline.
We will do all we can for the season to take off here. We are making sure that funding is not a constraint. This is a project we have set our hearts to, and by the grace of God, we want to see it fully committed.
Speaking to newsmen after assessing work at Plateau Hotel and Hill Station Hotel, Governor Mutfwang said the revival of the two iconic hotels will strengthen tourism, attract investment, and boost the state economy beyond dependence on federal allocations. He spoke highly of the two hospitality projects as an outcome of a robust public-private partnership, expressing confidence that the hotels will be ready for use at the end of the year.
One of the assignments we set for ourselves since coming on board is to recover, restore legacy assets of Plateau State. Anyone that has had any association with Plateau State, with Jos in particular, would remember the Hill Station Hotel. It was once a flagship hotel in Nigeria. And when we came on board, it had been under lock and key for close to 10 years. I'm glad, I'm excited that today I see light at the end of the tunnel. Serious revival work is going on, preserving history as well as creating the future. The partners have assured me both at the Hill Station and at the Plateau Hotel that we should have phase one of this redevelopment delivered by the 1st of October. This is quite exciting. And I'm sure when this is done, it's going to be a statement initiative in our tourism initiative. You can't do tourism without standard hospitality infrastructure.
The fact that work at the three legacy facilities are at advanced stages is an eloquent testimony that the time is now administration of Governor Caleb Mutfwang is working. This is Timothy.
Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strengthen collaboration with the Nigerian Army as the new General Officer commanding 3 Armored Division and Commander Operation Enduring Peace, Major General Maxwell Dangana, was formally introduced. Our Government House correspondent reports that the governor also called for intelligence sharing between the Nigerian Immigration Service and the Plateau State government during a courtesy visit by the controller of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Plateau State Command, CIS Mary Abang, at the Government House, Little Rayfield, Jos. Our correspondent tells us more.
Welcoming the new GOC, Governor Mutfwang described Plateau as a strategic state which peace and stability are critical to national development. He assured Major General Dangana of the full support of the state government, expressing confidence in his ability to consolidate on the achievements of his predecessor and further strengthen security across the state. The governor also paid tribute to the outgoing GOC, Major General Eyitayo Oyelola, commending his 18 months of dedicated service, during which the state witnessed significant improvements in security despite lingering challenges.
We want to say welcome back home. From the resume we've had, it means that Plateau is not a new place to you. And I'm sure that you would come in, unlike General Oyelola has wished. Of course, it's the right thing to wish, that always my successor will be better than me.
Earlier, the outgoing GOC, Major General Eyitayo Oyelola, described his tour of duty in Plateau as both rewarding and demanding, noting that addressing the state's security challenges remained his top priority throughout his 18-month command. He expressed appreciation to Governor Mutfwang for his unwavering logistical, operational, and moral support, which he said contributed significantly to the successes recorded.
This has also been my pinnacle of command in the Army, and I must say that it is indeed very, very rewarding. We know how we met it 18 months ago and how it is today. There have been ups and there have been downs, but I'm glad to say that there were much more ups than there were downs. Sir, I would like to introduce the incoming General Officer Commanding 3 Division and Commander Operation Enduring Peace, Major General W.M. Dangana.
Meanwhile, Governor Mutfwang received the Comptroller of the Nigeria Immigration Service, Plateau State Command, CIS Mary Abang, and called for enhanced intelligence sharing to identify, monitor, and profile foreign nationals residing in the state, particularly those involved in criminal activities who have overstayed their permits.
It is not in doubt that the activities of foreign nationals have sometimes, a lot of the time, been inimical to national security. And it is therefore the responsibility of government, through the appropriate agencies, to ensure that the sovereignty of Nigeria is protected and that the security of lives and property is guaranteed.
Earlier, the Plateau State Comptroller of the Nigeria Immigration Service, CIS Mary Abang, commended Governor Mutfwang for his continued support to security agencies and appealed for sustained collaboration in enforcing immigration laws and strengthening border security.
For the 100 days, I'm 3 months and some days today, 3 months and 2 weeks today in the state. We have successfully arrested and profiled. First was 34 Nigerians and Chadians that were arrested and repatriated to Gamburu, Ngala. With the support of the government, they provided us with the logistics. We also did some easing out of other Chinese nationals, about 8 of them, that has overstayed their visa.
The two engagements underscored the shared commitments of the Plateau State government and security agencies to deepen collaboration in protecting lives and property through coordinated, intelligence-driven security operations. This is Pamzi Jamani.
From the 17 local government areas in Plateau State have received 100,000 naira each as startup support following the successful completion of a one-day skills acquisition training on household consumables. The training, organized by the Office of the Plateau State First Lady Helen Mutfwang in collaboration with Plateau State Ministry of Women Affairs, is in commemoration of the 2026 International Widows' Day. Our correspondent covered the graduation program at the new Government House, Rayfield, Jos. The reports.
Excitement was written on the faces of the widows as they sang and danced with the Plateau State First Lady. The empowerment training program for the 200 widows covered skills such as liquid soap making, disinfectant, petroleum jelly, mentholated balm, hair cream, and shampoo, among others, equipping them to build a sustainable income. The program held with the theme Justice, Dignity, and Economic Power for Widows was to commemorate the 2026 International Widows' Day, celebrated every 23rd of June. Wife of the Plateau State Governor Helen Mutfwang lamented that widowhood exposes many widows to multiple forms of vulnerability and emphasized that the welfare, dignity, and economic empowerment of widows is a key priority of Governor Caleb Mutfwang's administration.
Every widow present here today, and to all widows across Plateau State, I salute your courage. Losing a spouse is one of life's most painful experiences. Yet, despite grief and uncertainty, many of you have continued to care for your children, sustain your families, support your communities, and contribute to our economy with remarkable resilience.
The First Lady said that through various targeted interventions, many widows across the states have been equipped with life-changing skills, empowered economically, and supported to rebuild their lives.
To mark this year's International Widows' Day, let us invest in widows, protect their rights, expand their opportunities, and ensure that they are active participants. Together, let us build a Plateau State where every widow lives with dignity, security, hope, and equal opportunity.
Commissioner of Women Affairs and Social Development Caroline Dufour encouraged the widows to put the skills acquired to good use by setting up businesses in order to provide for their families. She also advised them not to give their children out for any form of child labor.
Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang and his lovely wife, Barrister Helen Mutfwang, have you people at heart, like I said. And that is why they feel they should empower you people to become the breadwinners that God has made you to become.
Speaking on behalf of the widows, Mrs. Tani Nelson Mutgurum expressed appreciation to the First Lady for the kind gesture.
Thank you so much. I wish you the best.
The First Lady inspected the household items produced by the widows and presented a startup cash of 100,000 naira each to the 200 beneficiaries. I am Tehari Gagara.
Plateau State government has pledged to prioritize infrastructural development at the state specialist hospital and other facilities across the state in 2027. State Commissioner of Health Nicholas Amlong stated this at the end of a 2026 review meeting in Jos. Our correspondent has details.
The two-day joint annual review meeting with participants drawn from relevant government ministries, agencies and health partners had as theme advancing equity and innovation, strengthening community-centered health systems for sustainable impact. Speaking after the two-day review meeting, State Commissioner of Health Dr. Nicholas Amlong said the ministry's priority is to improve infrastructure at the Plateau State Specialist Hospital as well as secondary and primary health centers in addition to upscaling enrollment into the state health care scheme. Bamlong explained that previous review meetings have yielded positive results, noting that the meeting provided an opportunity for stakeholders to improve upon.
improvements. We are also trying to upgrade, in particular, our tertiary institution, Plateau Specialist Hospital, from the statute it is now to a teaching hospital. And so it's also a priority because getting to a teaching hospital means that you need to improve on infrastructure, you need to improve on human resource, you need to improve on getting things ready for the clinical training of these medical.
Some participants described the review meeting as a pathway to identifying and addressing gaps in the health sector.
So for me, I see the second edition of the Joint Annual Review for 2026 as a step to a better 2027. So 2027 is not just only going to be limited to elections. It's also going to talk about greater things to come, greater advantages, greater openings, and more importantly, better health.
So that next time we improve more than what we have done. Formally, as a baseline, we know where we started. And as we started, we are moving forward.
We are working as a team such that the State Ministry of Health will have a harmonized annual operational plan for all the agencies, all the programs in one place.
So that we know where we are, we know where the problems are. If we are not meeting up with our targets, we'll be able to do a root cause analysis and be able to think of innovative ways to find solutions to the problem.
Highlight of the review meeting was presentation of achievements and 2027 priorities by agencies and boards under the State Ministry of Health. I am Gokop Timothy.
The need for Christians to put their lives in order and prepare for future eventualities has been emphasized. Leading pastor Kokin Local Church Council Loyep Moses Nyango stated this during the funeral of Jonah Palm. Our correspondent was at the Regional Church Council Kwang for the funeral service.
It was a solemn moment at Koki Regional Church Council, Kwang, as family members, friends, and sympathizers gathered to pay their last respect to Engineer Jonah Palm. In a sermon, leading pastor of Kokin LCC Loyep Moses Nyango admonished Christians to organize their personal life, family, career, and spiritual life.
Prepare to die in grace. And keep second
There were testimonies from the family, friends, classmates, traditional rulers, the church, and chairman of Jos South local government who described the deceased as a genius, a father to all, a blessing to the community, and a committed Christian. Wife of the deceased, Beatrice Pam, son, Captain Daniel, and daughter, Associate Professor Kezia, said their father was an epitome of sacrificial love and a friend.
My husband is a good man. He takes me like a small baby. He's petting me. I don't have a father, I don't have mother. He's my everything.
Songs of comfort were rendered by different groups in the church and special prayer for the family. The remains of the late Engineer Jonah Palm was later laid to rest at the family compound, Kwang. Meanwhile, the wake keep was held in honor of the late Palm at Kokin Regional Church Council, Kwang. In an exhortation, Reverend Gyang Mwantep urged Christians to make their ways right with God. Born in 1958, Jonah Palm died at the age of 68 and is survived by his wife and 8 children. I am Bolchit Palm.
That's much we can take on News Track this afternoon. Stay tuned for global news at 6:30 p.m. and news updates at 10 p.m. Good afternoon.